Hello, hello, hello. Is it me you're looking for? 'Cause I wonder where you are. Countdown. Hey, Poppy, how are you today? I hope weather wherever you're at was good today. It's been really pretty here. Super duper pretty. We're just going to talk about a few different things. But I had been wanting to check out some, Tiffany Marie has a awesome playlist of different things, kind of associated with the Summer Wells case. It's very interesting. And so she's got some text on there that I've been wanting to see for quite a while. And I'm going to show you guys the text and kind of maybe comment on them a little bit, give my opinion a little bit, for sure. Now, the other night, I did not see it, but my Maud Diamonds, I believe, wasn't talked to very nice. Snooky, what's up, Snooky? You heard me say diamonds. You're only in here being nosy, Matthew. For real. Do you want to come up and tell me why? Since you're here. Since you're here, sir. What was said to my Homeland Security CEO? For real. For real. There's the link. I figured that she probably had to say something pretty bad. Okay. All righty, man. I shall be here. We're just going to talk about all kinds of different things today. I love talking about different things. It's like you have a topic, you go over it, and then you move on to the next topic. Okay, what else was I going to show you guys? So, Crystal's crime conversations, and this woman had some kind of falling out, and a lot of things were said and things happening, and the woman, and I don't know the name of her channel, Coffee, Crayons, and Crime. That used to be the name of her channel. So, I don't think her channel's up anymore. I don't know. But, so there was a lawsuit going on there. I had heard that it was dropped, but I can't tell you that as a fact. I can't say that as being factual or not factual. Crystal would know about that. And so would Coffee, Crowns, and Crime. So this was at the very beginning of you know, this is so hard for me. This was in the right after Summer went missing. These conversations were being had right after Summer went missing. And it's between this Coffee, Crayons, and Crime and 423 Chase. 423 Chase.
I will say though, one game.
423 Chase. Okay, let me share my screen. And thank you, Tiffany Marie. You have a really great playlist. And I'm going to be checking them all out. We're praying for you and your son a lot. And you guys, I don't have it pulled up, but Tiffany does have a GoFundMe set up. Her son is very ill. It's in my it's on my community page. For real. Okay, so this is I'm going to call her the Crown Lady. And she says, 2423 Chase, sorry I had to forward my other device to my phone. These are about the night of the crazy hoax call. I will try to download more tomorrow. I have to go out and meet friends now. Okay, so the only thing that I know that they're talking about is, do you guys remember, class, where's my ruler? I got my ruler out. The story that I told y'all about the naked woman allegedly running down the road. You guys remember I told you that? Boot scooting boogieing. Okay. That is going to come to light here. Okay, let me see what's next. Okay. So, oh Lord, I can't hardly read that. I can't hardly read that, Tiffany. Let's see if Tiffany reads it. And Benny Keys is up on her panel, just to let you guys know. So if you hear Benny, it's because he's up on Tiffany's panel right now. Tiffany. Okay. And I know everybody misses Benny. I miss Benny too. I wish Benny was back. I really do. But life takes people in different directions. You know what I mean?
Though. So, that might sound cold to people. Maybe it is. I don't know, but I'm just going to say it because that's how I feel. All right. I'll read. I was going to say Benny could read these, but I don't think he'll be able to see them.
Oh, now I can see it.
Okay, so this one is, now I do not have the date of these texts because they were screenshotted, I believe, like in pretty much real time, like within the time frame that they were sent. So she starts a screenshot with, know what else I find, hang in there. So Linda is in green and Chase is in gray. Benny, are you able to read these? Like, are you able to see these well or no? Are they little?
No, I can read them.
You can?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you want to read these?
Oh, we
Sure.
get to hear Benny
I think
reading.
what's important to point out also is that you can see that because she's green, She's been texting him for at least 2 days with no response.
No response
At all.
No
And so basically,
wait, no response. Let me see if I can read it. Because to be honest with you guys, I see this woman getting angry. Hey, Janice. I may not see these like some of the other people who look at them, I guess. And it does. It all speaks for itself. So let me go ahead. I am going to let Benny read it. Here is a treat. This is a treat for everybody. We're going to get to hear Benny's voice.
the meat of it comes from his response to this here. So he says, you need to, hold on, let me zoom in a little. You need to explain Mary Sexton on Simpson and Beach Creek to me. I'm being questioned about her and why you were taking her to the doctor, etc. And why Penny wanted me to talk to her for you. Something is wrong and I need to know what the hell is going on.
Wow. So, okay, well, that's telling me that Chase was taking Mary Sexton. Where does she fall in line? Why would Chase be taking? Well, maybe she needed to go to the doctor. Okay. Well, that's question number one.
You told me she lived alone and heard stuff at the wells, and those in authority are saying she lives with her daughter and granddaughter.
Oh, so Chase fibbed to you, right? Is that what, did he tell you that? That she lived alone? Why is he messing with a freaking old lady like that? So she can give information about what she heard at the wells? That's kind of weird.
I've stood behind you through all of this, but I can't unless you tell me the truth 100% now. I've never did anything or knew any of these people, but you kept bringing them in. Who are they and why do people keep bringing your name in associations with them? Please tell me because I have no clue who, what, when, or why.
All right.
So to me, it sounds like that she was speaking with, she was talking to 423 Chase, and she maybe thought that, you know, that situation was, maybe she didn't know there were other people involved, like she's saying. Bottom line, she may not have known that, you know, there were a lot of other people, you know, brought in for the playing field. And so I can see that. I can see that.
So do you want to say anything about this one here? Because like I have my own opinion, but I want to muddy your opinion because you've not seen these before. So like, do you want to say what your opinion is?
I think that, so it is interesting to me that she had been texting him. And one of the texts before this was a well wish, you know, hope your mom is doing well and, you know, all of that stuff. And there's no response.
Interesting. But I thought I don't know. I thought she met him through another creator that I can't even remember the name of her channel. for sure.
So he's not responding. Now, probably at that time, he's getting a flux of information from all sorts of people and, eventually
Yes.
money. So he's probably got to deal with certain things first.
Yes.
But this lady is a resource to him, to that team, right? So I find it strange. And you start to pick up in it that even in relaying, now this,
maybe they weren't, I mean, obviously they wasn't telling this woman. They're not telling this woman much, right? So basically, it sounds like it kind of started out with her, him, and Penny, and then a lot of other people started being involved, is what it sounds like. And Chase was starting to be mentioned quite a bit. Thank you, Flies. True crime commentary. Yes, it was Penny's. So, I don't think Linda knew anything.
lady, we can be clear about who Miss Linda is, right? She
Sure. Yeah.
lives in the area. She's the babysitter for Tucker. So it's not like,
And I don't need to get into what she does or anything like that, because that's part of why the lawsuit happened anyway. Things were said, threats were made between a lot of different people, and it became a real life issue. And I have spoke with Linda before, and Linda was put into a situation where she was afraid. She was afraid.
Bad Penny was with Linda and all of the things that she has said about her. In the same token, like, Linda's actually the one asking the questions. I don't see Penny doing this to Chase. Shit, Linda was questioning this guy before I even was, and she was questioning him before anyone else was.
so to be clear, if we could be more clear, the actual physical date for when these may have occurred,
right,
would be when?
It would have had to be after July. Well, no, it would have to be after August 1st of 2021. So these text messages have to be after what date they are. I'm not sure. And I know that she took like screenshots of them to delete texts, I think. So I don't even know if she has the date.
So it could be the 31st, anywhere from the 31st on.
Well, this is the thing, you guys. There were a lot of people that was from that area. There was a lot of individuals that knew someone who knew someone, and there was different groups of people who did not live in that area, who was paying people from the area to go and do things that they want done. For real. That happened. Could still be happening. But that's exactly what happened. It sticks out to me that Chase made a comment that he had 5 women in a vehicle. All of them were hollering at him at the same time. So, 423 Chase, Brad Wishon. Was he a Sour Patch Kid? I mean, for real. Do you think he was a Sour Patch Kid?
Till present time.
Yes.
Okay.
Because the night of the hoax call was July 31st, 2021 into August 1st. And the hoax call was done at the very same time. So all of this was going on at the same time. Yeah.
Okay, wait. I don't want to get confused because we've got a couple hoax things that were going on. We don't know if it was factual that a woman was running through Beach Creek without no clothes on. You know, I kept telling you guys the story. I know some of you didn't believe me, but, you know, so for real, for real. The story was crazy. Do I need to tell it again? Crazy, crazy stuff. But I remember a phone call. I thought it was a phone call that was released. Hey, Mustang Granny. That, yeah. Okay. A phone call that
All right, let's see.
showed that they
So I'm
were
gonna pull up the
trying
next
to
one.
push that story. For sure. Okay, let me see if she pulls the other ones up. Okay, so this is about the woman, I guess. And okay. So Chase texts her back. He said, first off, I didn't take her to the doctor. Her daughter took her to the doctor. Sexton want her last name. I haven't talked to those people in months now, ever since that happened, and her daughter stopped her from doing anything. Oh, if I remember correctly, that was a long time ago. But weren't they trying? Hey, Kirst, weren't they trying to get that old lady up on a panel or something? And her daughters were like, no. Yes, allegedly, the woman escaped from allegedly, Dawn and Candace. Now, and let me tell you, this is quite the story. I can't even remember where it came from. So, anywho, she escapes. And she's running through the holler. And she bare ass naked. And Cotton, out of the kindness of his heart, took her and gave her some clothes and took care of her. But they even added this to the story, okay? That Cotton didn't want his girlfriend or whoever to think that he did anything. It was weird, right? Oh my gosh, Mrs. Peacock. Yes, Mrs. Peacock, absolutely. Yep. Yep. That was crazy. But yeah, her daughter was like, no, you're not doing this to my mom. He said, I met him up there. I did all that to get the story for Penny. So I'm sure they will twist it now to where I did something wrong and her name wasn't Sexton. Penny sent me that and I told her, I said, no, that's not her months ago. Okay, well, okay. This is interesting right here. Hello, Princess Felony. What do you mean you thought that was Crystal Cursed? You thought what was Crystal? I guess I'm kind of lost because since I was reading this. No, these are between Linda and Chase. 423 Chase and then Linda used to have a channel. Crystal was the lady. Oh, you're talking about Crystal. What was Crystal's last name? No, she came out. Yeah, that was the one Candace chased off. Crystal Spencer. Now, the only reason I'm giving her name is because it's been out there forever. And she actually came on YouTube and admitted that she did sleep with Don Wells one time. One time. That was it, right? Gosh, this is making me remember so much. Dang, dang, dang. Danky, danky, dank. Okay. So she says, who were you talking to in the night that you saw the charger in Don's driveway and talking to up there? So she's asking, who were you talking to in the night that you saw the charger in Don's driveway and talking to up there? I'm not talking to Penny anymore. This is because I had dealings with you and Penny, so I need to know because I'm being blindsided. Okay. And then some names are thrown in here. So that's what I asked, because Mary Sexton, she's a goad, right? She's a goad. Isn't that Don's mom's husband's sister? Hey, Sage, good to see you. Oh, thank you, Sage. We're just going down memory lane. We are just skipping around in the sunshine. Okay. So basically, it seems like that, you know, she was conversing with Chase and Penny and maybe didn't realize that, you know, there was more people than involved in everything than what she thought. And I guess if they were having her do stuff for them, maybe they should have let her know what was going on, right? I mean, that's what I'm seeing. But these texts are pretty early on. Pretty early on. I don't want to go back over that. Okay, so let's just hear what they're saying right now for a minute.
Is the live stream, the link that goes, I'm gonna drop it in the chat. This is the first live stream Penny ever came on of mine, and this was the day that she said she had this neighbor that they're discussing in these text messages.
I remember it.
So this is the first live that Penny came on. I'm gonna put it in chat. And she said she had the neighbor, that Chase was with the neighbor all day, and he was trying to get her hooked up to Wi-Fi or whatever to get on the panel. And
right.
She didn't have the phone number of the neighbor, but he did.
I remember all of this. Deja vu. Hold on, y'all. Okay. All right. Okay. So, yeah, so who was in the charger? Now, they've talked about a charger forever. And I need to go back and listen to the, what's his name? Jeremy Dugan. Only because I want to hear when he describes a alleged vehicle that was seen in the holler the day Summer went missing. He says specifically what kind of car it is, and I don't remember if he had said Charger or not. I got to go back and listen to it for sure. Dawn's driveway. Okay. Okay. Moving on. Moving on. Running on empty. Moving on. Okay. So I do want you guys to go over and definitely check out Tiffany's playlist. I'll probably be watching it for a long time. He says her name was Mary. I remember where her daughter lived. We can run over there if you want. She says, is it on a corner in Beach Creek, and gives the address. That's weird, right? That's kind of weird. Weird. Her daughter knows she lives back towards Sullivan Gardens. Her mom was to be staying with her now. Okay, so they're trying to call this lady. So when did all this happen in Beach Creek for you to be out there that night? That's what I was saying. Why was Chase out there at freaking night? That's what she's saying. That is what she's saying. She said, that's what I'm being questioned about. So she's saying that people were questioning her on shit that Chase was doing, is what it sounds like. For real. For real, for real. All right, let's see if there's any more. Okay, just a couple more, you guys. All right, so they are still okay. Her mom called me and said they were running down the road. I met her and her girl the next day. Okay, wait, I already said that. She said, okay, I just need you to find out the property she was on that she saw this. I just need to find out the property she was on when she saw this. She had to be living there if she saw that and called you. How did the mom know your phone number? That's right, girl. You question that shit. Penny on her community post, summer of 2021. Getting too close to the truth. May have to step away from my channel. Yeah, Penny's been, I don't know. I don't know if Penny's around or not. I think she knows about a lot of stuff. For real. Okay, so Linda says, just need to find out the property, that she saw this. How did the mom know your phone number? So that's interesting, because why does that mother know your phone number? And allegedly she's an older woman, right? And why you be creeping in the middle of the night? But then again, I think, they did run around the holler at night. Wouldn't surprise me. Benny had Andy Bernard on the phone one time, and Benny said something about, are you scared to meet me or something? And he said, dude, I already met you. He said, don't you remember? It was like midnight and you had come down the hill because Don and Candace were fighting. So don't keep track of time, right? For sure.
I'm just saying.
You got to know the details in order to know what questions to ask,
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I could sit here and go on and on and on about all the things that Penny says she has. Why is no one asking to see them? Like, why is no one asking to see these things?
Yeah. And these are like these are like the things that hustlers get caught up on, right? Like used car salesmen. That like this is the kind of well, man, you said yeah, and now look, and that's what it is. It's like, well, how did the mom know your number?
How did the mom know your number?
Like,
absolutely.
She's putting it together.
Was that ever answered? Was that question ever answered? Was it? Was that question ever answered? Okay, he says, she didn't. She emailed me. How did they find you? YouTube. She found you on YouTube? She found you on YouTube, Chase. Did she say where she lived and you said that you saw the dark Charger in the Wells driveway? So did this Mary see it? I've got a okay, hold on. I've got to pull up the Jeremy Dugan stuff. There's importance to this if it's true. That's why I'd like to understand this more. It's been said Cotton was on 110 on the 15th by someone, but I'm not understanding where Cotton's name comes in through what you're sharing or what you're showing us. No, what I was saying was that allegedly they said Cotton Simpson saved the girl who ran away from Don and Candace's house allegedly and was running down the road. So this isn't so much about Cotton Simpson. So I apologize if it was going that way. This is the thing. It's sad when people are not here that you could even have conversations with. Let me ask you a question while you're down there, Kirst, or you can come up if you want. Oh shit, what was I going to ask you? Do you really think that Cotton Simpson was doing the nasty with Candace? You remember when they said that, right? Do you remember? Man, I'm remembering so much crazy stuff. Memories. Okay. 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 Uh, See, once again, they're wrong. She saw it all, not me. Where the hell are they getting me on this? Oh, so somewhere down the grapevine, someone had put out that Chase was actually saw the naked girl, I guess. And he's saying, oh, hell no. He didn't see anything. But she comes back with, you told me you saw the charger because I said, could it be Ernie? I'm going off what you said about that night. Penny said you were there, and you said you were there. Oh, mic drop. I would think people would have to know. I mean, do you guys remember that allegedly, and I have to say allegedly, I wasn't there. I didn't see anybody, get their ass whooped.
Hey.
Hang on. Hold on. Hey, you guys, give me 1 second, okay? I have a pot pie in the oven and I need to go check it. So give me a moment. Okay, sorry. I had to put the aluminum foil around my crust. I didn't want my crust to burn. It's a rabbit hole. There's a whole open investigation into cotton. I know. I played your video on that cursed. Fred said Cotton told him and Marvin about Cotton on mother and daughter. Oh, yes. Yeah. Up at 110. Both of them? Was it both of them? Marlena said he was lowered down. Fred gets no opinion on a Polly. Yeah, definitely. Yep. That was all weird to me because and let me know, Cursed, if I'm remembering this wrong. Didn't he say that Cotton came by his house, he had a substantial amount of money, and that he followed him because he didn't want anything to happen to him? Per Cotton's family, I seen, was he out of his mind? Most likely. Yeah, that, I mean, we can see that he had substances in his system when he passed away, right? It was just really weird that they even would give Fred a lie detector test, because Fred knew about stuff that law enforcement hadn't repeated. Isn't that the way that went? I don't think that would be something I would brag about if somebody gave me a lie detector test about unaliving somebody. He said they followed him, but didn't say because he was afraid he'd be robbed. He said Cotton said he was the one afraid to be robbed. Big difference. Oh, I get you. So Cotton was the one afraid that somebody may take his money. So Fred was helping him out. Well, I don't know if it would have been wise for him to even carry that amount. Didn't he have like $1,000 or something on him? Something like that. All right, let's see. Okay, I think this is the same one. I didn't want to assume anything here. Are you saying the charger was at Mary's house? Okay, wait. All right, something about Ernie in a charger. That's interesting. He said they followed him, but didn't say because he was afraid he'd be robbed. He said Cotton said he was the one afraid to be robbed. Yeah. Okay, so was... Okay, wait a minute. Something about, so where is Mary's house and where was the charger? was at her house on Beach Creek, where she told me to meet her and her daughter. I didn't want to assume anything here. Are you saying the charger was at Mary's house? I think that's kind of what he's saying, but yes, at Mary's house, remember. Okay, wait a minute. She said, I don't want to assume, yeah. Are you saying the charger's at Mary's house? Yes, that next day it sure was. And they know that. I told them that. It don't matter what I say, they're going to twist it. I'll get her daughter and you can talk to her. Soon as I get a free minute, I'll find them numbers again. The reply is, the detectives and everyone say the only Mary is on the corner. So you talk to the detectives? That's interesting. So am I missing something here? Do you know anyone associated with this Mary that would drag your name in it? I just need to put it all straight in my head so I can answer the questions. So this is crazy. 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 Let me see what this one says. Chase says, I have no idea because everybody and their brother is doing it. Just tell them if they have anything for me, they need to contact me and I'll get them to who they need to speak with. None of that matters now anyhow because Don and Candace said they set it all up. Oh, so if you're talking about the naked lady running down the road, is Chase saying that Don and Candace are the ones who made all that up? I mean, hey, it was a stellar performance when she did the hoax call to Mary. For real. For real, for real. Linda said, I'm over this Mary thing and I have no clue where she lives. That's all I need to know. It kind of sounds like Linda's getting big time frustrated here. There's a lot of comments in here that piqued my interest also. Yeah. Okay, so I am definitely going to be checking out a little bit more of that. For sure. I mean, all these people. Frank. What are you doing, Frank? For real. Believe that Ernie and PHN Troop were the law that showed at the wells and Candace made that call to Mary. So you're saying you think that Ernie and them showed up at 110 Ben Hill Road, and that is what caused the phone call to Mary? I would think if Ernie went up there and threatened Don Wells, that he would have had it all over social media. That's just my opinion. Okay, Auntie Sherry. Girl. Girl. Were you on that panel when Jinky said what she said to Diamonds? Daisy took it down, so I can't see it. If someone got that, if someone clipped that, would you send it to me in my email? Not sure if the Wells were in on it and it was all a game for YouTube. I know, that's what's hard, Jaded. That is what's hard. You can't tell what they've made up, and you know, you just can't tell. You left, it got too hurtful and too chaotic. Well, I know my girl wasn't happy. Candace did sound scared to me. Well, one thing we got to remember too, these people that are having conversations here, they were involved with taking Jody to, you know, what they said was a safe place, and these were the people all involved in that. A lot of people were asked to do a lot of things. And if they chose to do it, they did it. And if they didn't, then that was probably a good thing. But I guess in that whole conversation, it seems like, I mean, you know me, I stay neutral. I stay neutral on stuff. I actually see Linda saying, how did all these people get added? Why is your name being said all over the place? Why are you being brought into everything? Why aren't you telling me what the fuck is going on? It does sound like that to me. But I am here to say I've never looked into any of these people. I just haven't. And Dawn was in on it with Ernie to scare her. To scare who? Well, hey, cutie pie. Well, I mean, the thing about it is, if you live in that area and you've got people threatening you and stuff, For sure. For sure, for sure. But see, we've got her and Chase and Penny. This was as quick as what Tiffany Marie say? This was happening in, didn't she say in August? They calculated that these texts were from August. That's happening rather quickly after Summer went missing. Now, I do know that 423 Chase and Benny had dinner at a Mexican restaurant there, you know, messing around and eating and shit. But I can't remember exactly when that was. Because in my mind, I'm like, where did fucking 423 Chase come in at? But I think he made a video on his channel, because he had a channel, 423 Chase. He had a channel. And one of these videos, he had been in the area where Don was working. He had drove through the meadows or something. Ugh. How much shit locals were up to, I know somewhat of it, but to one, it is insane, cursed. It was chatting about there was real weird vibes at Warriors. Yes, all this Chase stuff is crazy for newer people. I mean, that is just crazy. I'm going to drop Tiffany's link again, and you guys go check out that playlist. I'm going to listen to some more of that playlist for sure. But as far as the lawsuit with Crystal, first there was a lawsuit against a person called Chicken on a Stick and Jody Sue, I believe, and Crystal. And I don't know if it was dismissed. I can't remember off the top. I believe it was dismissed. Jody's name was taken off, something like that. I don't think it ever went anywhere. And then Crystal started putting out a lot of these texts, and you know Crystal, she has a mind of her own, and she takes it to wherever, you know, she feels she needs to take it. And they ended up, Linda filing a lawsuit against Crystal. But from my understanding, like I said, I thought that had been dropped, but I could never say that for sure. That's why I told Crystal, don't celebrate till you get the paperwork. For sure. Then a lot of them people were just, ugh. Hey, Chris. So there was a lot going on with the locals. And, you know, that's why a lot of people didn't think it made a lot of sense when I kept saying there's so many little fires that, you know, it took away, a lot of this took away from, Summer's case. But I get a little agitated when I hear people, say that um, I'm I'm going to sue you because you did something that kind of impeded my investigation into a missing child. Um, and a lot of things that these people do to each other has nothing to do with Summer Wells. Yeah, it's already getting a little bit crazy, Sandy. What's up, Chris? It's already all right. Let me go check my pot pie again, y'all. All right. It's still a bacon. Yeah, it definitely is. But I mean, sometime we'll even get into the fake Fed stuff. Did you guys know that? That there was a fake Fed involved in the Summer Wells case? For real.
Hey.
Kind of crazy. Hang on, hang on, hang on. All right. All right, all right, all right. So, Crystal was live today, and I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, that's the way that is the way it works. That is the way it works. Hang on, y'all. Hang on. But try to stay away from it. It was yes. And I have talked about it a lot before that, some of the shenanigans or whatever you want to call it going on with people from the area was just, it was a lot. It was a lot. I would always try to find out what the basis for, whatever was going on, but I never really dug into it to, get involved in it. For sure. For sure, for sure. But, it's sad to say there have been a lot of people that were played in the Summer Wells case. For sure. And it's sad, but that's just the way these people are. When the fake Fed shit was happening. Yeah, when the fake Fed stuff was happening. Yeah, Chris. Yeah, Chris. Yeah, that's a good way to describe Crystal. She's very passionate. Very passionate. But I got a few questions myself, but it seemed, I'm gonna keep calling 423 Chase a Sour Patch Kid. I would just like to know, and I'll probably find it. I'm sure it's been said before. Who involved 423 Chase into Summer's case to start with? Now, some people said Penny, and I don't understand that, because remember when they put out the story that Dawn and 423 Chase had actually gotten physical with each other at some point of knowing each other. Now, if that was the case, I remember, and I can't remember who said it, but I remember, and it was a creator saying that I had to talk Dawn into even letting Chase come up there. Who found Chase? He had a tip box and all that first vigil for Summer. Yeah, I do too. I know she got mad at me, but I do have a soft spot for Crystal too. But look, I see where Linda's like, stop. You know, I know how that feels. I do. But I try not to even listen to people who's talking shit about me. If they don't like me enough to talk shit about me, then I don't need to listen to anything they have to say. Hey, Cheddar Bobby. It was cracking cases. I would have to look. Cheddar Bobby, because I think that he knew Benny before Cam and Allie came into it, right? That's what I thought anyway. But I've always said that there is someone that, and I know we think it's Tim Mullins that is kind of running the show, but I ask myself a lot, who might even be more involved calling the shots besides Tim Mullins. Chase tried to hide his face in the beginning. The first vigil for Summer, he wore a mask. Yeah, I do too, though. I do have a soft spot for Crystal. I don't like to see anybody going through horrible things in their personal life. Who's Tim Mullins answerable to? Absolutely, Chris. Great way to put it. Great way to put that. So, I mean, I guess the story about the naked girl running down the road isn't true, is what it sounds like to me. I mean, did that story have an impact on the Summer Wells case? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. They were just either Don and Candace was in on it and knew about it, which makes it kind of seem like that was the way it was. You know, or it was being put out to make Don and Candace look bad. And come to think of it, that does sound like something they would come up with, right? And who does that? Don and Candace. That's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Uh-oh. There's an ant on my ginger shine. Not cool. Get out of my ginger shine. Y'all can't have none. Better be glad you're too little for me to get protein out of. Not big enough for any protein, you guys. For sure. Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of people who's made a lot of money off of summer. For sure. For sure, for sure. But I think they're all answerable to someone. And it still is beyond my comprehension how within a matter of a couple months, Don and Tim Mullins are the best friends ever. He gave Tim Mullins his phone when he went to jail. And allegedly Tim, who says I was only getting his pictures off of it, basically downloaded stuff off of Don's phone. Just weird, right? Then all of a sudden, I'll never forget one of Candace's friends telling Tim Mullins, Candace wants nothing to do with you. Leave her alone. Blah, blah, blah. And Tim Mullins made some comment back like, that is my friend's wife. I will do what needs to be done. Or some weird shit like that. Right? Well, I don't know, Chris. He tried to say, Tim Mullins tried to say that he didn't even know who Don was at the vigil. He said he walked right past him. But I kind of wonder when Don was talking about the gyrocopter shit, if he maybe was thinking of, at the time, he was thinking of, who is it? David Dodson at the time. Because, hey, Nora, good to see you. You've been a member for 3 months. That's so cool, Nora. That is so cool. Could you explain to me who is Chase? As in, is he related to someone, friends? I don't curse. That's the question. That is the magic question. because that is what I've been trying to find out for 4 years. For 4 years. The first time I really seen Chase was when he went and ate that Mexican food with Benny Keys. Yes. Yes, Cheddar Bobby. Allegedly, they knew each other. They sure did. Yes, ma'am. They sure did. Nobody got the answer that we know of. I mean, okay, so look at this. We've got 423 Chase and Linda having conversations. The way, and this is just the way that the text came out, this sounded to me like if Linda believed it was her and Chase and Penny, and didn't maybe at first realize there was a whole bunch of people involved in it. So, me personally, I don't think I would have been comfortable trying to go interview someone about a story that allegedly came out to be not true anyway. I think so. Yes, Cursed. I do. That I feel that way. Yeah, I think he's seen opportunities, definitely money wise. Definitely money wise. But should he have gotten involved money wise in a few of the, collecting of money in the name of Summer Wells? I think he probably should have stayed out of that aspect of it, period. People, the thing about it is, people, I don't think, realize that they did not have to give any creator money, to do a billboard. You could have just called the billboard place yourself and donated money, and the billboard, company run Summer's, billboard for whatever they were getting in to donate to it. But that money got all messed up, and I'm not sure what happened, but I know that one of the women involved ended up, paying quite a good sum to the billboard company to have Summer's, name kept out there. So it was quite a little bit of chump, it wasn't chump change. There were many that did. Deep Google won't let me curse Tim Mullins. Yeah, I know, Mrs. Peacock. That guy creeps me out. That is one guy that creeps me out, you guys. Seriously, creeps me out. It just reminds me, because I say this all the time. I mean, the guy's pretty weird, but, sometimes someone who has committed a crime against someone else, they get close to the family sometimes, They get close to the family. That way they always know what's going on. But why all the fuckery? Why all the fuckery? I don't understand it. Why all these crazy stories? And And let me tell you, a lie doesn't care who tells it. A lie doesn't care who tells it. And it doesn't care who tells it, that another person will tell it, and then another person will tell the same lie. I remember Chase in a conversation saying that all he did was repeated a lie, that somebody lied to him and he repeated the lie. Do you guys remember hearing him say that? I don't know if you do or not. Fortune and fame. Well, there's a lot of people that have hero complexes. You know, that's what it is. It's a hero. You know, they have a hero complex. Yep. Yeah, they do. They get off watching people's. You know, I just wish some of them wouldn't have used a missing child. You know, do their thing. But did any of them ever find out anything about what happened to Summer? Obviously not. Right? But no, I don't you know, I really don't know Linda that well. I just know I have talked to her a few times. I've talked to her a few times, but it wasn't it was more about her, you know, lawsuit and how she felt and things. You just wrote hero syndrome down in your notes. Good. I'm glad you learned something in class. Yay. For sure. Yep. They have a hero complex. Hero syndrome. They sure do. They do all want control. For sure, for sure. Well, you whippersnappers, I am going to jump off these YouTube streets. Please pray for Debbie Nelson, flies, a moped rider that got in an accident. Zena, praying for you. A loss. And there was one more, and I don't want to forget it. What was it? What was it? Is why I suspected Ernie's involvement in some way too. Yeah, I have to agree with you there, Jaded. I think there was a lot of that going on as far as with him. For sure. Miss Christine. Miss Christine. Yeah, praying hard for Miss Christine. You know, I thought Miss Christine asked all of them to try to get along and shit like that. And, you know, that's shameful, y'all. That is shameful. I don't know. I got too much to say about that, I guess. I got too much to say about everything. I thought Matthew was going to come back and tell me what was going on. But no. I don't know if Diamonds gets notifications or not. I'm sure she's busy. But I will find out. I sure will. I just don't know exactly what was said to her. But I heard it was pretty fucked up. For real. Something pretty freaking bad. Okay, what else was I going to talk about? Okay, I've got some things wrote down here about the fake feds, and I had already talked about that. But my opinion on Crystal, I mean, she's going to say whatever she wants to say. Stuff had been going on for a while. I don't know. I'll give my opinion next time. Only thing I can say, they need to leave diamonds out of their mouth and pray for Christine. Yeah, I mean, that's the way I see it. I don't know. I'll find out. I shall find out. Yeah, because there's, you know what, there's YouTube foddery where people say shit to each other. But I hear what was said was horrific. Horrible. Horrible. But we will get there. I don't know. Maybe Matthew would talk about it tonight, or Diamonds. You know, they need to get a hold of me. Get a hold of me if you're going to talk about it. I've got a lot to say. Since you ghosted me, Snookums. Thanks a lot, Snookums. I recorded some of that, not sure what date. Well, we'll definitely get into, you know, some more Tiffany Marie's playlist. So, like I said, I gave the link a couple times. You guys go check it out for real. But no, Jinkies, I'm not done with you. I am very fair to everyone, and I have been more than fair with you. Even when I seen you lying, you lied. It was crazy. Crazy. All right, my ass is getting off here. I'm going to go get my chicken pot pie out of the oven. Looks so good. I'm going to get me some butter bread and a nice cold ginger ale. So, for sure, we shall find it. And we'll get into a lot more of, you know, stuff going on and all that stuff. So, thank you, Cheddar Bobby, for popping in. It's good to see you. It was really good to see a lot of people popped in. I appreciate that. For sure. For sure, for sure. So go hang out on the YouTube streets. You might see me give you a wave in a chat, or you may not. You know, a lot of times I make everybody movie stars. I put them on my TV. I make everybody TV stars. For real. That is how I do it. But I hope everybody's doing well. Go have some fun. Do you? It's Saturday night. And you never know. You never know what's going to happen on Saturday night. For real. Because you know what's open after midnight? You know what they say is open after midnight? Let's see. Bars, hospitals, open legs, maybe a couple other places. That's fine, Sage. Thank you for coming in. I know, I've got to get busy on mine. I really do. I really, really do. Cool, cool. Congratulations, Sage. You're making me want to I got to get busy. I really do. I do. But I do appreciate everybody. Go have fun tonight. I will catch you guys later. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out. And thanks everybody for coming in. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Later, later.